Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you humbly to suggest to somebody who's here that every now and again, to get you back on focus, to in fact line you up with your target, your aim, and your goal, God every now and again has got to pull you back. He's got to pull you back until you feel the tension of not moving forward. He's got to pull you back until you fool yourself into believing that life isn't going to help you in making progress. He's got to pull you back so that you are not sure to forget where you came from. And every now and again, there's somebody who's seated on your row who has gone through something where while it is 2010, sometimes it feels like '07. And you're trying to figure out, how did I end up in this place? And God is saying simply, I pulled you back. Because had I let you go too soon, you would have thought you made it to your destiny by yourself. But I wanted to see how you would function, how you would flow, and how you would operate when you were under tension. See, it's easy to worship God when things are going well, but don't let a saint get stressed out. Because if you get me to a place where I feel like I'm getting ready to break, where I feel like I'm getting ready to lose it, where I feel like everything around me is getting ready to crumble, God says, now I've got you on target. And I'm getting ready to release you to your goal even when it looks like it's far away. And I came to talk to somebody who's in this room to let you know that God is pulling you back for a season. But as long as you can still see your goal, you are on target for what God is getting ready to release to you. The enemy doesn't even understand that while he was pulling your life backwards, he was setting you up. Because he was putting me in the line of fire where it is that I'm trying to go, and he underestimated me because he thought after he tired me out, after he drained me, after he made me walk a long way in circles, he thought I was going to wave the white flag. But he didn't understand, now I got nothing to lose. And because I've come to the place where I got nothing to lose, I can tell God, God, aim me in the direction where you want me to go. See, before you got broken, you were picking where you wanted to be. But when you went through some things of life, your vocabulary changed and you began to declare, anyway you bless me, Lord, I will be satisfied. I feel like I'm preaching to some folk who understand that while it is that the enemy pushed me 2 steps back, he doesn't understand he was giving me a better aim as to what it is I was trying to get in life. It takes every now and again a good hit for you to get some focus. That's how you can tell the folk who ain't been through nothing, because when it is that you bounce back, they look at you like so you're surprised, but they don't understand that was the hit I needed. Devil, you done mess with me, but all right, I done learned my lesson. Thank you. Now I know I can't trust everybody. Now I know I can't let everybody in my circle. Now I know that God had to hold me back for a season before he unleashed me. I'm talking to those of you who went to public school like me. You remember at 3 o'clock there's always a fight out in the schoolyard, and the one, watch this, who really knew how to fight would make the announcement, y'all better hold me back, because if I get at him, y'all ain't ready for me in here. That's what I came to tell the devil. If you don't want to see me get to my destiny, the last thing you better do is hold me back, because if I get an opportunity to operate in the gift that God has given to me, nothing shall be able to stop me from what it is that he has. When we jaywalked into Matthew chapter 12, there's some intriguing and arresting things that warrant our attention at this 9:30 worship encounter. And the thing that I want you to see in verse number 9 of Matthew chapter 12 is Jesus walks in the church. And when he walks in the church, I'm in verse number 9, ladies and gentlemen, watch who he sees. He sees a man with a withered hand worshiping. I don't want you to miss this. See, because we have a whole lot of people who only worship when things are well. But God is saying, my eye is on the folk who can worship when the things around them are withering. When it is that I don't have many friends, I don't have a whole lot of money in the bank, I can't stand my job, my car getting ready to drop at any moment. But the thing that the Lord can't resist about me is that while life is withering, I'm still worshiping. And is there 700 of y'all in the room who need to understand things for me ain't perfect, but I still gotta worship. Things have been falling apart, but I still have worship. The best time to worship God is when you feel like things are withering. You can believe that the church was full, but who does Jesus lock his attention and gaze on is not on the people whose stuff is perfect. But God is looking for the folk who showed up in church, who got an issue but still got to worship. Look at the person beside and say, that's why folk keep looking at me, is that they trying to figure out with all the stuff I'm dealing with, how I mustered enough energy to still give God the glory. I should be in the bed right now, crying, having a pity party, sick on my stomach with a migraine, but the devil is a liar. I will bless the Lord at all. He's got a withered hand, but he's still worshiping. And the problem, preachers, the tension of the text is that the Pharisees or the church leaders, the religious folk, were looking at him, seeing if God was going to bless him today. They thought God should delay the miracle and that his miracle should not happen on this Sunday morning. I came to tell somebody, you better brace yourself, because this is the day where God is getting ready to shift some stuff in your life. As a matter of fact, can I tell you, those of y'all that got faith, that before you get home, whatever was broken in you, whatever was out of order, whatever was hurting, whatever needed to be fixed, God said, just because you showed up at church, I'm getting ready to do something to realign your assignment. Well, I think we got some visitors here, and it's the middle of the summer. We got folk from out of town, people who here with family, and you just blended in, and I don't know who's who. Okay, so I got to figure out who's here, because in that church, as in this church, there were some people who came to worship, while there were other people who came to watch. Y'all get ready to miss it here. See, don't think everybody is here under the same agenda. Everybody didn't come to worship. Other folk just came to watch to see what you were doing. But God is getting ready to get them out your business, because he's getting ready to do something for the worshipers. All right? I'm in Bible country. I'm in Daniel chapter 3. And in Daniel chapter 3, we find 3 Hebrew boys named Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And you remember when we find them, King Nebuchadnezzar had issued an edict that at the sound of the music, everybody is supposed to bow down and worship this false gold god. The text records for us in Daniel chapter 3 that at the sound of the music, everybody bowed down except for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Some nosy usher took a note to the pastor and told the pastor that we got 3 boys in the back who refuse to bow down. Now, here's the question I got to ask you, Empowerment. If everybody was bowing down, how they know Shadrach, y'all don't. When I'm worshiping, I don't need you all up in my disco. I don't need you looking at what I got on, who I'm sitting with, whether it's my hair. Mind your business. I came to give God the glory. Would you do me a favor? Would you shout like nobody watching? Would you give him praise like ain't nobody looking?